Martin, a disappointing afternoon for you. In your own words, talk us through it.
Yeah, obviously it was very frustrating. I think for a lot of the game we controlled the game. We were obviously on top in Clyde's half most of the game. They looked a couple of times dangerous on the break in the first half, but I thought in the first half we were quite well on top, doing well. Then to start the second half, we obviously get the goal right away, and then we have another chance just after the goal and another chance just after the goal, and I think that would have been a big moment if I look back at the game. Yeah, I think that those two chances maybe just after we scored to make it 2-0, and I think those were quite important moments. But then we really have to work on a lot of things. I think we know that. I think that we realise that it's a lot of things to improve upon. We're seeing a lot of good things in training, but obviously that has to come up in the games as well. Certainly, Clyde showed us a lot of respect sitting so deep, but we didn't really show the quality to break them down. There was a lack of movement, a lack of quality on the ball at times, lack of balls into the box, maybe lacking a bit of a physical presence there in the box as well at times. So I think there's a lot of things that could be improved. I think the second goal is something we can't see ever again, where one defender is attacking the ball and the others don't drop and cover. That's something that really is simple to defend and simple to deal with, but it didn't happen and we got punished for it. So I really don't think we deserved to lose that game today. It was disappointing to lose it, but credit to Clyde for getting the win. And now we need to recognise where we are. We're in a rough run of games, and obviously it's only the first one for me. But it's been one of those little. I think we're in that little spell of, like, last week we were playing quite well. We're winning. Game doesn't make it to the end. This week we're winning. We make a couple of mistakes, but even though we dominated and we're on top, now we just got to put that behind us and start moving forward. I think that the reality is we've got to step by step start rising up the table bit by bit, and I'm sure we'll do that.
While it wasn't the result you'd be after in your first official completed full game, how useful was it for you in terms of being able to assess some of these areas in the squad and the play and things that you feel that you're talking about, that there's work to be done? Yeah,
well, one of the things is, I think there's 26 players in the squad and 11 weren't available today, so that's a lot. So we know some of them are very important players for us, and maybe have been able would have helped us in the game today. So that was a lot of players there, and probably we need to bring in a few players to help us now, all being well in January. So once we get everybody together, can get on a little run, I'm sure we'll do well.
Something, sorry Mike, just to ask, a lot of the fans were asking, because it was such a high number of familiar faces missing today, was that isolation or was it just random injuries? Just
random injuries, yeah. A lot of players have been injured since we came in, and I think there's maybe one COVID case or potential COVID case, but the rest were just some little injuries. But within a week or so most of them should be back.
Did you think that when your team went a goal up, there was opportunities there perhaps to extend that lead?
Yeah, that's what I think was the key part of the game. Was for most of the game we were in decent control, and then when you get the goal, that's usually the hard part, is getting the first goal. And then when we did, we had the chances to make it 2 and we didn't take them. So I think that was one of the most disappointing things. But also I think the defending needs to be a little bit sharper, especially if you're that much in control of the game. You have to deal with things better.
And how difficult is it to legislate for a mistake like that at the back?
Well, I think mistakes obviously happen, it's part of the game, but that's more of a tactical thing, where if one defender's attacking the ball, the others have to expect them to miss the ball and have to drop and cover and respect the fact that it could drop, where we had too many people, from what I could tell at the time, just watching the ball, and then it drops and they reacted to it. So that's frustrating, because obviously we know that the main kind of threat that Clyde would have would be on the break. Or on set plays and things like that, and so both goals came from the things that we thought they would, and or their most dangerous things that they could do, and so that's a bit frustrating, because we did prepare for it and work on it, but then we didn't execute. So I think the biggest thing is players have to be able to do the job over and over, execute, get it done right. Obviously there'll be mistakes sometimes, but there's a bit too many today.
And when Clyde, respectfully, they got themselves in front in the game, at that point they kind of reverted to the play from earlier in the first half, when they then dropped deeper just to try and strangle things. It was always a case of just come and try and break us down.
Yeah, they did that really the entire game, apart from maybe the five or so minutes when we were winning. However long it was till they equalised, they opened up a little bit, played more balls into our box. But really throughout the game they were back. At times it was 11 men behind the ball, and that's hard to break down, but we have to do it a little bit better. We have to get more balls into the box, take more chances, at the same time maybe need a little bit more height in there at times, so we can get more balls into the box and be more of a threat. So there's lots of things for us to work on. I kind of know that anyway, and I knew that anyway, but we have to just start building from a basic point, get it better and get it improving.
Obviously one of the things that the fans are key to hear about is January transfer plans? We know, we appreciate you might not want to name individuals, and that's absolutely fine.
Yep.
But what can you tell the fans in terms of what planned recruitment you'll be looking to do, and will you be given the funds to do so?
Yeah, we definitely want to bring in some players. I think we feel like we need to. There is some money there to try and do that, obviously within certain constraints, but yeah, we're working hard to do that. That's something really the club had in motion before I got here, and that's why they have the kind of setup that they do with the structure that they do, so that they've got players to bring in, and hopefully we can make that happen, because I do think the players just need a little bit of help, a little bit of encouragement from some fresh faces, but also getting our players back that we're missing today. That's actually quite important. There was a lot of key players missing today, and that did impact us a little bit. I was hoping we would still be good enough to get the win, but unfortunately we didn't.
And just finally, looking at this, you mentioned earlier on the kind of a bit of a sticky run the team's been on. Obviously just your first game today,
yeah.
But from a management perspective, Martin, what's it going to be, or what's going to be key to turning this around?
Well, a lot of it is confidence, because you see when I see the players in a practice game or in training, I see all the things that they can do and do well, but in the games, I've only seen a game and a half now, but maybe just a little bit, maybe nervy at times, making just some concentration errors and things like that. Some of that comes from just having that confidence, and we have to work on that and build that. Obviously we need to be more clear on how we want to play, but today we need to put that behind us and move on.
Well, Merry Christmas, and as always, thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.